Alright. So, I'm pissed off. If you don't know, I am a gamer. You know, whether you think less of me now, it is what it is. Don't really care. But I've got passion for the gaming industry and where games go as a whole. I do think this year was one of the worst years in gaming history. I think it's the worst in the past 10, easy, and the worst in the past 20, arguably. Now, I'm really pissed off. Now, there are good games this year. I'm not saying they're shit, right? But let's just say we had a lot more stinkers than we did fucking playable games that didn't have an agenda, we'll say, you know? And I think at the end of the day, games are just about having good games, and this year just lacked a lot of games that redefined the industry. You know, Elden Ring, I think, redefined a Souls-like. Just saying, you know? Games like Baldur's Gate 3 redefined the turn-based genre, redefined an RPG. Like, I'm just saying, you know? This year didn't really have that, which is fine. But let's get into some of these nominees and why I think they're absolute horseshit. There's games that should be on here that aren't, and there's games that made it that are completely utter garbage. Okay, maybe not. Actually, yeah, completely utter garbage after seeing this list. Now let's get into Game of the Year here. I'm fucking pissed off. Anyways, so Game of the Year, we have Astrobot, fine, PlayStation exclusive. One of them has to make it because of Sony's pockets, just said. No, probably not. Astrobot, I did hear a lot of great things. It's probably a good PlayStation game. I'll never play it. It what it is, but, you know, some people will it. Balatro, which if you don't know, it's solitaire, I guess? What the fuck is this? Like, PvP solitaire by the looks of things? Okay, never heard of this, you know? I don't even know what to say. I get it, overwhelmingly positive. I get it. It's got reviews and shit, but like, come on now, son. This came out in February. Why did this get nominated, bro? Get it out. Get it out. Anyways, Balatro card game makes it somehow. That's just like a crime, and I'll get into why. Black Myth Wukong. This, I think, is like the no-brainer game of the year. I got respect for some of the other nominees, but Black Myth Wukong blew up on numbers. Great single-player game. I haven't played it. You know, this is arguably that sort of Elden Ring / Baldur's Gate 3 game that kind of redefines an industry. I don't think it redefines the genre or whatever, but it is a solid game. It's a really good game. It's the first game from the company. I think that deserves at least a nominee bare minimum. So I'm happy to see it here. There's some politics. People are talking about, oh, it's Chinese made. Can't make it, you know, because there's so many other good games. Meanwhile, we have Solitaire on this fucking list. Sure. But yeah, Black Myth Wukong. I think it wins it. I think it's not even close. Moving on, we have Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. Now, if you don't know why Elden Ring's here, even though it released 2 years ago, Elden Ring's DLC is up for grabs because Game Awards announced that DLCs will be accepted for this year. Little odd, but okay. I don't know if they've actually done that every year. They might have done that every year. But yeah, Elden Ring's kind of a no-brainer for a nominee. I think it'll win second place. If it wins first place, this year was truly ass for games. Just saying. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I was expecting this one. Don't know much about it. Don't know much about Final Fantasy. Don't care about Final Fantasy. I'm sure for Final Fantasy fans it's big, but I think a lot of people are tired of seeing rebirths and remakes and remasters. I'm gonna assume Rebirth means like a remake-ish, you know? If it doesn't, and this is like a brand new game, completely new take, hey, fair enough, right? But if this is a remake, I think we need to start allowing rules to say down with remakes being nominated for Game of the Years. I just think it's boring. It's almost like you had your chance before. Your remake is just like, it's a little too much reaching here, you know? Then we have Metaphor Re Fantasio. Now, I know this is popular, I get it, right? But really? Really? No Space Marines 2? I haven't played, I'm gonna make it clear, I haven't played anything on this list, okay? I just don't care about any of these games, personally. Elden Ring I enjoyed, but I'm not spending money on the DLC. I'm fucking broke right now, alright? To be honest with you, right? Life of a YouTuber, am I right, guys? But anyways. Yeah, like, I get it. Metaphor makes it, like, come on. Like, you know, Stellar Blade. I get it, not that popular. Space Marines 2. Come on, guys. Like, what the fuck is this? You know? We have Balatro here. You know what else came near the beginning of the year? Fucking... You know what else should have made it on this list? Pal World, baby. Where the fuck is my boy? This shit was fire. You know? Like, Jesus Christ. It has 10 times the amount of reviews fucking Balatro has. And is it overwhelmingly positive? Oh, would you look at that? The recent ones are. You know? And it was for a while, you know? Like, what's the argument here? Oh, it's getting sued by fucking Nintendo? So? They're suing them for 60 grand. You think that's gonna make them stop developing the game? Fuck, man. People are uneducated. Jesus Christ. Pal World should have made it over Balatro, in my opinion. And I think you swap out Metaphor for Space Marines 2, and then you get pretty much like a good encompass of this year for Game of the Year. I just think it's horseshit that fucking Balatro made this instead of Space Marines 2. I've seen Space Marines 2. I watch people play Space Marines 2. I don't know Warhammer. I know Warhammer fans are injecting that shit into their veins. And if you're like, well, what the fuck is Warhammer? That shit's been around before I was born, back in 2002, alright? I'm getting old now. Fuck, I'm getting old. But, my point is, Warhammer's been around for a long-ass time. Bro, these Warhammer fans take 40k Space Marines and inject it into their fucking veins, as they should as fans, you know? That should have made it easy. I thought that was a no-brainer. What the fuck is this Balatro, man? Good year. Anyways. Yeah, I'm just pissed off. I'm disappointed. I think Black Myth Wukong wins. I think Elden Ring's close second. And I think Astrobot maybe makes it third. Everything else doesn't matter. No offense to Final Fantasy fans. Your era's kind of over. You guys get one game a year. It's get nominated. It's not winning. Just saying. But yeah. Best game direction. Astrobot Balatro. Guys. What are we doing? Game direction? We're having a solitaire game? Like, oh. It's not solitaire. It's like a fucking whatever. I'm going to continue calling it a solitaire game regardless of anything I see about it. I'm pissed off now. Black Myth Wukong. Fair. Didn't really think it would make game direction, but fair. Elden Ring. I think is okay because it is the DLC. Final Fantasy, again, it's literally just a copy and paste. It is a copy and paste. What are we doing, man? Bro, game direction, Elden Ring, A is fine. Space Marines 2? That's like an easy, like, bro, get Balatro out of here, man. What the fuck? You know? No fucking Helldivers 2, you know? And, oh, we'll get into that. But, like, Helldivers 2 at least should have got game direction because it is a number 2. And, it did really well. You know? I know the game, you might say it's the lower version of Space Marines, whatever. You know, Deep Rock Galactic's better. I get it, right? I didn't play Helldivers 2. But, like, I think it at least deserves a spot here. Like, come on, really? It's just disappointing, man. Best ongoing game? Ongoing fucking game, eh? Now, this pisses me off. This really does piss me off. If you don't know, I think one of my first ever videos was the Destiny 2 video. And I was planning on being a Destiny 2 YouTuber. Cringe! I know. Those were dark times. Those were, not good times, I will say. But, also my first ever stream back in old Leviathan days. If you don't know what that means, bless your soul, honestly. Fuck me. Anyways, best ongoing game, Destiny 2. I don't need to say anything for this. Diablo 4. Okay. Final Fantasy 14. Hey, fair enough. I know FF14 isn't really talked about anymore, but fair enough. Fortnite, fair enough. That's winning it, guaranteed. Helldivers 2. Listen, I'm glad Helldivers 2 made it to this category. I think kind of deserved it. But you know what deserved this more? Space Marines 2. Just saying. Stupid fucking... Like, unreal that Space Marines 2 isn't here. Like, what? Destiny 2 beat Space Marines 2? Are we serious? You know? I know Apex is going through a lot of shit right now. Fair enough, you know? I can't believe Diablo and Destiny 2 made it. Now, listen, I know this year's dry, but, like, come on. There's gotta be better categories than these. Like, there's gotta be better fucking games than these, you know? I'm just disappointed. Actually, wait. I might have sounded stupid, but when did Helldivers 2 release date? That was this year. Yeah, that was this year. Okay, I'm not crazy. Just wanted to make sure and not look like a dumbass. Listen, I respect it, but, like, come on. Destiny 2 beating Warhammer Space Marines 2. Like, come on, brother. What the fuck? Just absolute depression from this. And Destiny 2, man, if you don't know, Destiny is in probably the worst state it's ever been in. For this to be nominated is, like, embarrassing for the game awards and for the game industry, in my opinion. You know, and I know the game industry doesn't control it's dominated, but this is really disappointing here. Like, I'm fuming at this, really. And I was a Destiny 2 fan. I've got 4,000 hours, unfortunately. Put me down. Get me out of my misery. Anyways, best performance, Final Fantasy, sure. Life is Strange, sure. People love it. Luke Roberts, hey, I respect it. I respect it. Silent Hill 2, I know it died down a lot, but hey, I respect it. I respect it. And whatever Hellblade 2 is, respect it. What the fuck is this doing here? What is this doing here? What the fuck is Star Wars Outlaws ever getting nominated for? That game was ass. That game was cheeks. If you don't know, I'm a Star Wars fan. Star Wars Outlaws is literally terrible. The only reason why it's good, is because it looks good. But hey, guess what? That's the Unreal 5 era for you. Fucking carried by Unreal 5. Jesus Christ. I'm so pissed off this made it. Like, I don't even know who this is. Is this the woman? Who is this? Who the fuck is this? This better not be the woman. Oh. Fuck me, man. What are we doing, bro? Really? We're just gonna move on from that before I get, like, in a fucking mega depression. That's like watching Max Holloway get knocked out if you're a UFC fan, just saying. You know? Insane. Anyways, best mobile game, AFK Journey. Man. Pokemon trading card game, fair. Wuthering Waves, Wuthering Waves. I was a player of Wuthering Waves for a month. You know? But, hey, Wuthering Waves. We made it, boys. Hey, we made it. Pentland Zone Zero, I think that wins it. I'm just going to be honest. I think ZZZ wins it. I think it's too popular. It's got too many physics, if you will. I think ZZZ wins it easy. I don't even think it's close. But I'm glad Woowa made it, bro. I'm glad Woowa made it. I'm happy for them. Woowa is like an underrated company. They're probably making fucking quadrillions right now, but it is what it is. Anyways, moving on. Best art direction. Astrobot, fair. Black Myth Wukong, fair. Elden Ring, fair. Metaphor ReFantazio, I've seen it, fair. What is this? I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen it. No idea what it is. Sure, don't care. Now, here's my problem though. I think... You know what? I'll let this one slide because this year was dry. There's not like a game that... There's no Scorn this year, you know? There's no... There's no... Yeah, I guess Scorn's the best example. There's nothing that really, like, speaks to me in terms of, like, unique art design here. So, I respect these picks. There's probably some other one you can put up here that I'm not thinking of because this year is so dry. But they literally just copy and pasted Game of the Year and then added Neva. Why? Anyways, best score and, like, Can we start implementing a rule that, like, you get less priority if you're nominated for another category? And just go down the list? Like, please? Like, what the fuck is this? Anyways. Best score in music, Astrobot. I've heard it's good. Final Fantasy always has bangers. Metaphor is what it is. Silent Hill, cool. But I'm glad it made it to something. And Stellar Blade. Now, I don't know. Again, I haven't played any of these games, to be honest with you. I think Astrobot will probably win this just because any PlayStation exclusive player is clicking Astrobot on the list. Silent Hill, I know, has like a pretty fairly good soundtrack from everything I've seen from clips and trailers and shit. So, I mean, I'll vote Silent Hill 2, I guess. But I wouldn't be surprised if Astrobot makes it. This one's kind of a toss-up. Fair enough. Best audio design, Astrobot, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Wow, best audio design, Black Ops 6. Interesting. If you don't know, I'm a crack addict when it comes to Black Ops 6. Is what it is. Not my proudest moment in my life. Did I ever think I'd be playing the modern COD in 2024 and absolutely dropping Destiny when I was 10 years younger? No, I did not. I would have told you, nah, you're tripping. But, is what it is. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Sure. Yeah, audio design, yeah. Sanguine Saga, Hellblade 2, like, I don't really know these games. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. Like, this is what it is. Images. Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about this game. I don't know anything about this game. So, whatever wins this, whatever wins that. You know, I think probably Silent Hill might win it because horror games typically do have great audio, so we'll see, but I don't really care. Best adaptation, Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles, yeah, okay, yeah. Like a Dragon, I didn't even know that was an adaptation, and Tomb Raider, Legend of Lara Croft. Honestly, I think Fallout wins it. I think Arcane should deserve it, though. Just saying, just saying. Arcane only has 6 episodes out right now. That's kind of the problem. Fallout's finished and was an adaptation done well. I think Fallout deserves it. I think W Fallout shows. W Fallout shows. Now moving on. Best narrative, Final Fantasy, Like a Dragon, Metaphor, Sanguine Saga, Hellblade 2, Silent. We're just copying and pasting everything, I guess. I know a lot of people had mixed opinions on Silent Hill 2's narrative. Don't know anything about Hellblade. Don't know anything about Metaphor. Don't know anything about Like a Dragon. Don't know anything about Final Fantasy. So whatever win this, I don't care because they're all weak. None of them are comparable to the games previously or in previous years. If I could swap out one, I mean, Space Marines, I guess, was short, to be fair. Helldivers doesn't really have a narrative. Black Myth Wukong didn't make it? That's kind of surprising. Really? Black Myth Wukong didn't beat out Silent Hill 2? Really? Or Final Fantasy? That's kind of interesting. Games for Impact. Closer the Distance, don't know. Indica, isn't that weed? Anyways. Neva, don't know. Life is Strange. Yeah. Tales of, yeah, guys. Yeah. So, what are we doing? This is the games we have for this year that are games of impact. Hey, I'm just saying Space Marines 2 did more than any of these. Just saying. Never played the game. Watching the one finisher does more impact for me than watching probably any of these games. Maybe that's just a me thing. It could just be a me thing, but I just don't care about any of these games. Moving on. Best community support. Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, No Man's Sky. Listen, I think No Man's Sky deserves it. Just saying. And you know what? It probably only deserves it because of that one thing that happened recently where a developer worked with... If you don't know, there's a guy who had a couple hundred hours in the game and his screen froze or something and he was like soft locked in a way, and the developer went in to fix the issue himself. A developer from the studio like worked with this guy to figure out how to fix the bug. So Lil Bro could continue playing the game. So I think No Man's Sky wins it off of that. Baldur's Gate 3 is good, but like there's nothing crazy, you know? Final Fantasy 14 is good, but we haven't heard much this year personally, at least in the spaces I'm in. Fortnite could win it. Helldivers 2 might win it, but I know it went through controversy. So, depends. I think No Man's Sky deserves it, you know, but you can let me know what you think for any of these categories if you disagree with me or anything in the comments. I don't really mind. Best multiplayer. Now, this is where we get interesting. Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party, Tekken 8, and Warhammer Space Marine 40K. Why is Warhammer making it into multiplayer and nothing else? You're gonna tell me it doesn't make it into art direction, but it'll make it into best multiplayer? Narrative, but it makes it into multiplayer? In every review I've seen, the multiplayer is the mid part about Warhammer. Like, it's serviceable. It's fair, you know? It's simple, you know? But, like, shit, man. I think Call of Duty wins this, I'm gonna be honest. Helldivers, I just feel like isn't as popular as people think anymore. Mario Party could honestly win this, I wouldn't be surprised. Tekken 8 is also like the... Out of all fighting games, Tekken 8 is like almost at the bottom of the list, you know? You have like the Mortal Kombats, you have the Street Fighter 6s, you know? Tekken 8 is like the Skullgirls, I think, in that range. I don't know. I don't see much people ever talk about Tekken 8. Maybe that's just a me thing. But yeah, best multiplayer. I think Black Ops 6 wins it. Obviously, I have bias. I wouldn't be surprised if Warhammer wins it, just because Warhammer fans click that button right there. Hey, I respect it. I would respect it. Moving on, best independent game. Animal Well, Balatro, this, Neva, UFO 5. Like, what even are these, bro? Bro, best independent game? Where is Palworld? Where, brother? This is like the one part you can put them, other than the next category. Disappointed, man. I'm disappointed. I don't even know any of these games. Maybe if you do, it's obvious why it makes it. But like, still, man, like, this is insane. Black Myth Wukong? Does independent mean only indie? Like, I don't get it. Anyways. Best debut indie game. Yeah, this is just disappointing. Like, bro, where is Palworld? Where's my boy? This is just sad to see, I'll be honest. Palworld should have made this. Wayfinders could have made this. Wayfinders just released their 1.0. It's kind of popping off. Not gonna lie. But, like, this is just disappointing, you know? Maybe, like, fans of these games, like I said, enjoy this, but this is, like, whatever. Best VR games. I don't play VR. I don't know anything about, like, VR games. Don't really care. Content Creator of the Year. Now, this is where we get criminal. This is where, like, you should go to prison for this list. Queso. Fair enough. I don't know who that is. Techno Gamers. Don't know who that is. Typical Gamers. Don't know who that is. USADA Pecora. Maybe I'm racist. I don't know who these people are. I know Queso. He's the biggest one, if you get me. But where's Kai Cenat? Where's Jinxie? Where's Sketch? Where's Ronaldo? Where's fucking Asmongold? Where's Soda Poppin'? Where's Tyler One? Like, what happened? Am I just getting old? Like, is that what it is? Are all the, like, true G's of content creation just, like, gone? Like, Asmongold's not a Dr. Disrespect, you know? Like, where the fuck are these people? Insane. Surprised the VTuber didn't make it, to be honest with you. Unless one of these are. Base as fuck from Game Awards. But still, like, bro, I think Queso wins this easily. He is the biggest one of these. Anyways, moving on. Most anticipated. I'm kind of disappointed in this one as well. Death Stranding. Fair, I guess. Ghost of Yodi. Don't know what it is. GTA 6. That wins it. Not even close. Metroid Prime. Monster Hunter Wilds is the only thing that could give Grand Theft Auto a run for its money. But I think GTA 6 is just bigger. Like, it is bigger. All-encompassing. You know? But where the fuck is, like, really? Like, Metroid Prime over Kingdom Come 2? I don't know about that. You know? No Killing Floor 3? You know? No... What's that game called? The MOBA that Valve is releasing? Dark something? I can't remember what it's called now. It just had a beta. That one's not on here, really? What else is coming out next year? I think that's kind of it. No, next year is Fire. I can't really think of off the top of my head, but next year's got a bunch of bangers coming out. I am really surprised Kingdom Come 2 didn't make it on this list. That's kind of like a wow for me. But yeah, is what it is. I guess it's fine overall. I'm a little confused. I would have liked to see something else make it other than like Ghost of Yodi and like Metroid Prime. I think there's a few out there that could have made it. But anyways, best action, Astrobot. Prince of Persia's not winning it. I can't even believe Prince of Persia got nominated. Silent Hill 2. What is this doing here, man? What are we doing? Star Wars Outlaws in Best Action Adventure Game? Really? Like, oh, this is how bad this year was? Really? God, it's depressing. It's so depressing. I think Astrobot would win. Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom? I don't even know what that is. Is that a mobile game? I don't even know. Anyways, I think Astrobot probably wins it. A lot of people enjoyed the game. It'll probably win it. Best role-playing game? Hey, Dragon Dogmas 2. I think it's still sitting at mixed reviews. Somehow makes it here. Is what it is. Elden Ring gets nominated. Wow, Black Myth isn't here. I'm going to be honest. I think Elden Ring clears this. I think Elden Ring smokes everything else. I think it's not even close. Fantasy makes it somehow. Bro, this year was so weak. I don't care what anyone says. If your role-playing games are Dragon Dogmas 2, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy 7, Like a Dragon, and Metaphor, I'm sorry, man. I'm just saying. This year was shit for games. Just saying. Best fighting game, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I think that'll win it. Grand Blue Fantasy. I think it was fun for a lot of people. Not a lot of people really enjoyed it. After, like, they were kind of done with it, which is fair. But you could say the same thing for Dragon Ball, so these two might go head-to-head. Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't see anyone talking about this at all. Multiverses, some people enjoy now. Some people think it's a waste of space. Tekken 8 was probably the best quality one out of all of these. But it's just not that popular. It just is what it is. It feels bad for Tekken players. Best action game. Black Myth Wukong. What? So there's action and adventure and there's action. Black Myth Wukong. How's that not an action and adventure? But it's an... Okay, whatever. Whatever, Game Awards. Whatever. Black Myth Wukong. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Helldivers 2. Stellar Blade, Warhammer Space Marines 40k. This is what I expected. This is what I'm... Honestly, you could take this best action games and put it in Game of the Year category, add Astrobot, and I think that's like almost perfect for that real nominees. Best action game, it'll probably be Wukong or Space Marines. But honestly, I could see Black Ops 6 winning it. Black Ops 6 has been getting a lot of like respect lately, especially zombies players. Hey, I see you. Hey. You know, Stellar Blade and Helldivers, I just think are too niche. They're not mainstream enough, if you will. I know they were popular at one point, but it's not really thought about anymore. Anyways, innovation in accessibility, Black Ops 6. It's a $100 game with a $150 pre-order. Really? Diablo 4. It's a full price game that you have to buy the DLC for? Really? Dragon Age? What is... Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. What the fuck is this, man? What is this doing here in Game of the Awards? Get it out! Fuck, man. Prince of Persia, I don't know anything. Star Wars Outlaws. What is going on with the gaming industry? Dragon Age, Veilguard, and Star Wars Outlaws getting nominated in the same category should be an absolute federal crime. They should be arrested for even putting this in the nominees. This is ridiculous. Anyways, best family game, Astrobot, Prince of Persia, Princess Peach, my bad. Don't even know what that is. Super Mario Party will probably win it. Legend of Zelda and Plucky Squire. I think Super Mario wins it. I see a lot of people talking about it. I don't really see anyone talking about anything else. Astro Bot I think is good, but I don't know about a family game. Unless we're talking about just E-rated games. Best sim / strategy game. I don't play any of these. I don't know anything about these. I've heard good things about Frostpunk 2. And nothing else. Everything else, like Mandalords, I heard not the greatest things. Age of Mythology, I heard not the greatest things. Path of the Goddess, no idea what that is. Anyone's game. I don't care about these. I don't know any good Sims or strategy games that released. There was no Baldur's Gate 3 this year. Best sports / racing game. All of these are shit. But, to be fair, sports / racing games, they're not my cup of tea. Hey, you might hate me. I don't play any of these. I'll never play any of them. They're all boring. I think all sports games are just... Sports and racing games are just not for me. Anyways, best esports game. Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends, Bang Bang. Didn't even know that was a thing. Valorant. I think League wins it. I just don't hear anything about these other games. And overall, like, that's kind of like the theme of this year. Like, I heard nothing about CS2 this year. I heard nothing about Dota 2 this year. League of Legends, you at least hear, oh, it's Worlds, you know? Cadrils streaming on Twitch. The fucking T1 versus BLG or whatever, you know? At least you're paying attention to stuff like that, sometimes, depending. Best esports athlete, give it to Faker. Faker's the GOAT. No one else deserves it. Faker is the GOAT. Comes back off after the injury on his wrist. Hey, and he smokes the competition. That's all I'm saying. Hey, he wins Worlds. Faker is the GOAT. With a broken wrist. Just saying. Best esports team. One of these, I know, did really, like, surprisingly well this game. But I think you give it to T1 because T1 won Worlds. And I think that's it. So, overall, this was shit. I'm depressed with this, man. There was no Pal World anywhere. Should have got Indie Game. By far should have got Indie Game. There was no Warhammer for the big categories, like Game of the Year. Helldivers 2 is ongoing game over Warhammer is a little interesting. Like, what are we doing? Like, oh, man. We're having Gaurd and Gaurd and the Star Wars Outlaws being nominated for stuff this year. That's how bad this year was. I don't think they'll ever win the categories. But just the fact that it's being nominated, I'm losing my faith in Game Awards, to be honest with you. I'm not one of these conspiracy people that think it's rigged. I'm not one of these people who think it's like this giant psyop against based as fuck people. But content creators, like, where's Kai Cenat? He literally has, isn't he #1 on Twitch? How is Queso making it on here instead of Kai Cenat? I don't get it, man. I don't even watch streamers that much. Like, ugh. For MMA fans, we all know MMA Guru wins this category. We all know it. But outside of that, this Game Awards is an absolute disappointment. I'm not going to be excited watching this. I think all of them are going to be easy wins. I think it's boring. I think this year sucked, man. I think it really does suck. Even the ongoing category wasn't that great, you know? I mean, you know, it's better than this year. The ongoing category is better than this entire year's list, in my opinion. Just saying. But yeah, I think this year was ass for games. I think this is embarrassing for the Game Awards. I think some of these nominees make no sense, like Balatro. But I guess we're just giving handouts at this point to make sure base as fuck games like Space Marines 2 doesn't make it. I don't know, man. It's weird. But yeah, with all that being said, I wanted to get my thoughts and opinions out there. If you don't know, I daily upload. If you don't know, I upload MMA and gaming and Star Wars and a few other things. Basically anything I'm passionate about. And on top of that, I stream daily. Catch me after 12 p.m. Yeah, 12 p.m. EST to 11 p.m. EST. That's typically around the times when I stream. I'll stream MMA, I'll stream games, I'll stream the grinding games. Yeah, come out, we'll chat. You're free to disagree with any of my opinions, but yeah, with all that being said, I want to thank you for watching. And as always, I hope you have a great day.